Hi all, welcome to Supercoder. So in this tutorial, we are going to work with our user permission feature in our project. So basically you can assign permissions to users and also you can create a group of URLs to each modules. You can use that URL to create a middleware, and in middleware you can check whether the user has permission. Then you can process user flow, or else if they don't have permission, you can return the error message. So we can create a list of URLs which is assigned to modules for each modules. After that, we are going to work with our user page. So we can assign permissions to user by creating the user component, and we can assign different types of permissions to each user. After that, when user come to their login page, they can see only those module which is assigned to them. Here, if you see, I assign only these three permissions: category, products, and warehouse. So user can access only these features, and I am doing all these things via single file, via single middleware, which is going to check all the permissions for users. We are not going to write in every component or any views everywhere. We are just using a single middleware that will check and do everything from that middleware. So let's get started and let's work on this tutorial. And also, if you are new to channel, please subscribe our channel and please like the video. And if you have any question, please do comment. Now let's get started. So first, just coming back to my backend code, then e-commerce inventory, then the user services, and in the model. And here we are going to do some changes in our model. So first, what I can do, I don't need these three permissions here. Instead of that, because like we are already managing the permissions based on the user, like create purchase order, edit purchase order, and manage purchase order. So they all have three individual module, or you can say three individual permissions. So we don't need this is edit, is view, is delete. Instead of that, we need only a single permission, which is allow or not allow. So let's change this thing, delete it, and instead of that, use is permission. And here it's boolean field. By default, make it true, or you can make it false also. Make it false. After that, save this file. After that, we need to create a more model. So here, like how I can know which modules are going to access by any user. So for that, we need to create a separate model that will check which URL is gonna hit, and we can check the URL and check with which module it is linked. So we can basically create a table where we have to map our URLs with the modules. So like I have my modules edit products. So edit products, how many types of URLs comes in the edit product? Like we can manage the we can edit the product by /product/edit. Then we can also change the status by using /product/toggle. So there are two types of URLs come for the end product. Similarly, if I want to do changes in the edit category, then toggle category, so there are two URLs comes. So basically, some modules have multiple URLs. So for managing this thing, we need to create a separate table for modules URLs, and their modules URL will check from the middleware which URL is gonna hit and which modules they are trying to access. Then after that, we will check the user has permission or not. If the user has permission for that module, then they can allow the task perform. Otherwise, we can show a message access denied or permission denied for that modules. So let me show you how you can do this. So first, let's create a model again. Class module URLs model dot model. After that, here I'm going to add ID equal to model.autofield. Then we have module for the current modules, this one, the relationship, and make it also default blank true, null true. Now, right now I am added here blank true, null true just because like we have also some public URL like login URL, sign up URL, and there's some other URL like password change. All these things are public URL. They don't need login user. So then to skip this condition in the middle, I want to make this skip when I try to hit the URL, so that we are not gonna check. That's why I had to add this blank equal to true, null equal to true. So for that URL, I can skip my middleware check or permission check. After that, make this URL length 255, created it, and save this file. After that, let's run the migration command. So click on View, Terminal, and in the Django project, quit the server, run the migration command. Okay. Now after that, run the migrate command. Okay. Now after that, let's check it's working or not, or database updated or not in the project. Then open localhost, php myadmin, root. Here in the project, where if I check modules URL has been created, ID URL updated, created module ID. And if I check permission, I can see ID is permission created, updated, domain user ID, module ID, user ID. That is perfect. After that, come to VS Code and here restart the server again. Running now, close it. After that, let's create one more thing. So basically, we need to create a API which will return all the URLs which is exist in our project. Then after that, I will also return the module URLs which is saved in our database, and I will also return the modules which is exist in our project. So basically, I'm going to return all this data for our page in the front end, which we can use to add module URLs, and that module URLs can be accessed only by super admin, because this is the part of the project and that can only access and maintained by super admin. So right now, what I can do is create this method for module URLs for managing the URLs of our project. So for that, come to project, then our helper method, and here I'm going to create my method. So define list project URLs. Then here adding patterns, parent, equal to blank. After that, here what I can do, URL underscore list equal to blank, port pattern in patterns. So that if is instance pattern dot pattern, comma URL pattern, let's import the URL pattern first. URL pattern. Also, we need to add other things like get resolver, then URL resolver. These three things we need. So that, so here was just checking if it is URL pattern, then I'm gonna use URL list dot append, then you pattern slash pattern plus pattern in pattern dot pattern. After that, delete if instance of URL resolver. So in that case, what I can do, URL list dot extend. I'm gonna run the recursive loop. So list projects underscore URLs, and here passing the nested pattern, which is pattern dot URL patterns. So that comma then parent as comma parent pattern plus string pattern. That's it. So this will return all the UIs which is exist in our project. Then return URL list. Now after that, I'm gonna also create one more method which is converting my uh, model data to the JSON data. So let's define convert model to JSON. And define the model, and here what I can do, serialize model equal to serialize then JSON taking the model. After that, here serialize data equal to JSON dot load serialize model. Then after that, model items equal to empty array for data in serialized data fields ID equal to data tk. So as you remember, I use this logic everywhere in our project to converting the model data to JSON data. But right now I'm creating a common method which I can use anywhere and everywhere. And here I'm just assigning my ID of fields from the pk. Then after the model of item parent fields, return the model data. Let's import this CLS and also JSON. Roll up. Then here from Django, realize and import JSON. Let's say okay, it's perfect right now. Save this file. Now after that, let's work on our module URLs. Let's use it inside the sidebar controller. So here, what we can do, class module URLs list API view, API view. Let's import the API view. After that, here adding authentication classes, then publishing classes and authentication classes. I'm using JWT authentication. Let's import the JWT authentication and also import our is authenticated. So here in the publishing class is authenticated, and also I need this access of the URL by for only super admin. So adding our custom permission classes which is super admin. Now let's import this also. Permission is super admin. These are custom classes. Now after that, let's work on the define get and post method. So for the get method, I can simply return all the URLs. So for that, define get self request, and here URLs equal to, here I'm fetching my all the URLs in the project. So here I'm fetching all the URLs for the module URLs. So module URLs imported dot context dot all. Then after that, realize URLs, or you can say URL JSON equal to convert model to JSON. Let's repeat the method. Okay, paste it, import it, After that, here again we need to fetch all the project URL. So for that URL equal to get resolver. Let's import this resolver. After that, here URL project equal to list project URLs and pass the URL config. Let's import this also. They updated recently. This one. After that, I need to fetch all the modules. Modules equal to modules object all modules dot modules JSON equal to convert model to JSON. Convert model to JSON. After that, we need to return the data to frontend. So return render response URLs URL JSON module URLs. Then project URLs return the project URLs. Then modules return the modules. All modules URL. Now save this file and let's check it's working or not. But first let's register in our URLs.py. So I'm going to register this in our project level in the URLs. Let's go to this route and here module URLs slash here change this to what is the class name is fit module URLs super admin. Let's import this. Now save it and let's check it's working or not. So back to Postman. Let's try to first login the API. First login. After that, let's go on this tab and changing the URL. So this module URLs and it must be great. And this showing some error. Let's check. URL resolver is not iterable. Let's check the line number. Line number 259. So this come to VS Code. Helper 259 put pattern string pattern. Okay, here is the thing issue. It should be URL config dot URL patterns. Now save it back to Postman. Click on send and here we go. I can get my all the project URLs which is added in our project. You can see all the APIs we can see in the project URL. The modules file is empty right now. We didn't get any URLs and you can get all the modules. You can see I can get all the modules. Now here what I can do here, I'm also gonna add a custom module which is only for ski permission. So for that what I can do, just come here in the modules module JSON, insert add 0 index and I'm passing id 0 module name giving skip permission. This I'm using this for the drop down for permission skip. Now save it and let's check this is coming also or not. Click on send. If I check here in the modules, you can see the first one is coming for the skip permission. And others are okay that we are going to use. And after that, I have all the things. Next, we need to save this data in our module URLs. So for that, come to VS Code again and create a define post method. Define post self paste and here what I can do, first I'm getting data, request the data, here's the data, and here for item in data, and here what I can do is item URL not equal to none, then I'm gonna check if ID in item and item.id item.id and item.id not equal to 0. Then in that case, what I can do, module URLs equal to modules dot objects dot get item ID and modules URLs dot URL. So this condition is used for accessing the old item. If there is old item and we are passing the ID, we can assign the ID to that module. And if there is no ID, if I can say there is no ID, then in that case, I am create a new model, module URLs, then URL equal to item URL. And after that, if item module not equal to 0 and item module not equal to none, then in that case, I can fetch the modules and assign to the modules URLs. So in the module URLs, I can assign the modules to that module ID, module dot save. So this condition I add here for like I can skip the permission. So if I pass 0 ID for module, then it comes the skip condition. Then this condition will not execute. And if you pass any module ID, then you can assign this permission. Then save it. Then response return it. And render response. Message modules were updated. Now save it to Postman and let's try to hit it. So duplicate tab and modules were changed to post. And after that, is JSON. Let's get a list of URLs. So first, I have to pass the URL, and I'm passing this admin. I want to skip this URL. Add it like this way, and then give module. Pass it 0. You see 0 is for skipping. Now click on send and update it. If I check again this API, I can get the module URL admin and it is showing the skip part. Also, if I try to add this URL, then module 0. So that let's add some other things. Like I want to assign for this get form. Let's do this for that easily. Get URL Here we need to pass our ID for the get category APIs or manage category API. So let's check where is the category. Manage category and manage category. Here it is. Its ID is 43. So passing the ID. Now click on send again. And it's done. Back to Chrome and check it whether it is saved or not. Module URLs. And we can see it's getting saved. Or category API with the module logo. That is working fine. So we're gonna integrate this in frontend. Was saved. Module URL manage for super admin. Repeat. Get module URL data. This is port. Get module URL data. Save it. Now after that, let me show one more thing. If I am not a super admin, right now I'm trying to use super coders. That is not a super admin thing. Super coders, send it. Come to get module data. Click on send. And you can see I can get a permission denied error. So this page is protected, and only super admin can access this page. Let's change it again. Find it again, and this is fine. And this is fine. I'm gonna create a middleware. So middleware check whether the URL has a permission to accept for that user or not. So first come to VS Code again, and I'm gonna create a middleware. So in the project level, create a folder, middleware. Okay, middleware is already there. Let's create our file. Create a file that is permission middleware dot py. After that, let's work on this file. So first, I'm gonna create a class permission middleware. Then after that, define init self get response. Then define call method. So call method will run each time when we hit any URL. Let me show that. Right now, just simple middleware that will run on each task. Here I'm just returning the path which I'm going to trigger. So print list dot path. Now save this file. Come to view terminal. Here the path will return all the URLs which we are gonna hit it. That's why I add the URL now module URL. So I can just check the URL which I am hitting, and we have URLs saved in our database. So we can compare that and get the data. So after that, this is done. Let's register this middleware in our project file. So come to settings.py, and here in the middleware, just add it. E-commerce inventory dot middleware dot permission middleware. Permission middleware dot permission middleware. So this is the project level, this is a folder, this is a file, and this is our class. Now save it, and the project is running, and it's done. Our project is restarted, and it successfully consumed our middleware. Now if I try to hit any item, this will get triggered. Let me show you. Come to Postman, if I try to hit this API, I can see API modules URL that is coming from the print message. Let's add it path. Save it. Run it again. You can see path. You can get the path. Now after that, let's remove this message. And here I am gonna do current URL equals to request.path. And also I'm gonna create a method which is just check it is the URL which we are getting is exists in the skip URL or not. If it is in skip URL, we can skip the URL. If it is not in a skip URL, we can check the permission level of that URL. Define URL to skip, and here what I can do, modules to modules dot objects dot filter. Then let's basically module URLs, import it. So that filter, and here you can say module is true. So if the module is null equal to true, that is a skip URL, then we can return. And also we need to only fetch the value as a list. So use values list only URLs, then flag true. I can get all the URLs which is in a skip format, then return modules. And here what I can do, print URL to skip. I'm just printing right now. So here I'm just doing each step line by line so you can understand better. If I try to hit this API again, I can get a message query set admin /admin /admin login. These three URLs are in the skip format. So what I can do, if current URL is URL to skip, return the response. After that, I'm gonna need this JWT token for the current login user. So JWT auth equal to JWT authentic token. Let's import this from REST framework simple authentication, JWT authentication. And here I'm gonna add try catch method. So try token logged in JWT authentication, process the request, accept, return JSON response unauthorized 401. Import this also. After that, here I'm gonna do one more thing. If user is super user, or you can say user dot let me show you something. If user dot user dot role equal to super admin, in that case I am gonna skip the validation part. So role equal to super admin. Let me check the exact value. So come to users, and I have only one super user, which is admin. You can see this is super user, and its role is super admin. So this is the case. I want to skip that case. I gonna skip that logic, And the second thing I'm going to add here, the first one is super admin. If it is super admin, I can skip it. And there is second condition, if user dot domain underscore user dot id equal to user or user dot id. So I can say like I am the owner who registered in this site. So I am my own account or my domain. I am my admin. So like I can say this concept is called like I come to the site and visit to the site and do sign up. So I'm the first owner of the my database, my projects, and my code, and my system or my inventory and my e-commerce site. So I can access all the things. That's why I added this logic user.domain underscore user ID equal to user ID. This condition will check the sign up user is my user. I am the owner of my sign up account, and all the user under my I need to assign the permission to that, not to myself. So simple logic, I come to the site and sign up my account. So I have all the access. And the other user which is under my account, under my domain user ID, that need to be assigned to the permission. That's why I added this logic. So if this is the case, I can return the response. Now let's add this comment so understand better. Skip permission logic for super admin and top domain level user. Now after that, and also here do one more thing, if not user, return the 401. Now here module equal to find matching module, then passing the current URL. Let's get this method later. So this URL will check if the module is matched or not. If the from the URL to module is getting matched, we can return the module. If not matched, I can return the error. So here, if not module, return message module not exist. Return it as a 400. After that, if the module is exists, I'm going to check whether user has permission or not. So permission equal to user permission. Let's import it. Objects dot filter user underscore ID. Let's check what is the it's user equal to user dot ID. Then what others? It's module. So module equal to module dot ID dot first. If not permission denied. More advanced. If not permission, return permission denied. Or permission dot is permission equal to false, return the permission denied. So here the first logic is just checking whether the URL is in skip format. I can skip the URL. Second, I'm checking the login user. After getting the user, I'm checking if it is admin or the current top level user. I can return the process the URL. Then after that, if the URL is not a top level or admin user, if it is a normal user, I can just check whether the URL is matching with our current URL. I can just check it. If it is matched the module, I can check whether module exists or not. If module is not exist, I can return the module not exist. Then we can check the permission. I can get the permission from the user table or user permission. Then finding the permission is allow or not. If permission is false, I can return the permission denied message to the users. Now let's create this method here. So this now let's create this method. So copy this, then define matching URL, and here we're gonna do match as a regex, because like if you see the URL pattern, for some cases like I have to edit a category, that URL will be slash API slash category slash 1 slash 2 slash 3. The ID is just like a dynamic, so we need to match it as a dynamic. So in our database, I use star to save the value as a star, and in the front end, when we in the database, we save the star value like slash API slash category slash star. The star will be any kind of value, and we can just compare the dynamic value to our database. So let me show you how I can do this. So for that, what I can do is close it. I'm going to create my Regex pattern. Regex pattern equal to re dot sub. Let's import the Regex first. Import re Regex, then sub r slash b plus, if it is an integer, I am going to replace with my value. Plus comma URL dot replace less with this pattern. After that, all the things okay right now. Next, what I can do, I'm gonna finding the matching pattern. So match pattern equal to module URLs dot objects dot filter q URL underscore I regex. I'm searching as a regex in our database equal to regex pattern. Let's do it like formatted value. Regex pattern. Regex pattern. But first, let's import this queue. Import the queue from Django DB model import queue. So here I'm just finding the URL with the regex pattern. I regex and comparing with my regex pattern. So in that way, you can also use the regex pattern to find the value from the database. Then return match pattern. Save it. After that, let's check it's working or not. So first come to Postman. If I try to hit this URL, SAN, I can access the URL. But suppose that I'm gonna disable this condition for my admin user. Save it. This brings some error. Module URL has no object attributes. Let's show the objects. Save it. Click on send. And you can see I can get the message module not exist. But let's suppose that I'm going to add this URL also. Copy it and here in the body, or just try to access some other URL. Instead of that, let's click this module URL because that I'm going to use for admin part. Well, let's add this also right now. I'm going to add that URL in this skip part /API /modules and module 0 and it. After that, if I try to read this API, I can access this API. Now, what happened if I try to access this category API? Try to access this category API. You can see I'm getting the permission denied error because it is not exist in our permission and it is showing the permission denied because I don't have permission for access the product categories. So that is working fine. If I don't have permission, I can get an error. Now after that, let's undo this logic which I have moved. Save it. So this is working fine. If I have the permission of the URL from the module, I can access that. If I don't have permission, I can't access that URL. Now after that, let's work on other thing. Now let me show one more thing. How to execute a row query in the Django. So basically right now, if I come to my here and I want that permission of the users. If the data is exist in our user permission, then return the data. If it is not, return the permission is a false. So we need to merge two tables using left join and return the data to the API. So how we gonna do this thing? So let me show you. So basically I wanna merge two table SQL. Select select stick from user modules. Select dot module name dot ID as module ID. There is one error here. It's module URL. So I think I need only module underscore ID. It should be module. So here there is something wrong. It should be module, not a module ID. Now so good. After that, here again, come back to my Chrome. Module ID is the module ID. Then parent ID dot. That is enough right now. After that, we need some data from user table. So user permission table, user permissions dot is permission. Then user ID dot domain user ID. So we are going to join this user modules from our user service. So left join on user services dot permission. Left join user services dot permission on user services permission dot module ID equal to user services dot ID and user services permission dot user ID equal to 3. Now let's check, run it. So that if I run again, I can get all the modules name, module ID, parent ID, then permission, user ID, and domain ID. Right now, if you see, there is no permission for that user. That's why it is showing null for everything. So here let's do one more thing. Let's copy this condition or logic. Let's make it more optimized. This condition user ID, domain user ID. Fine. Now here, if there is no permission, it is showing null. So instead of that, let's use the MySQL function for cell this value or just return the 0. Go. Now you can see it is showing 0, which is not a permission. That is fine, I think. Now after that, let's use this query as a row query in our Django project. Even you can use the querying query, but right now I'm using this concept also to you understand how to execute a row query in your Django project. So come to VS Code and we'll create a method. So come to helper and creating a method. Define, execute, query. So query, so query, and here with connection, let's import this connection dot cursor as cursor, then cursor dot execute for the row query, then columns, column 0 for getting the header part and the result dictionary, zip column row for row in column and fetch all. And also here let's add one more thing, params. So passing the params. Okay, that's it. I think it's fine. Now after that, let's try to use this query to execute our row query. So copy it and let's create another method for user permission. So here in the user controller, let's create class user permissions. And here I'm going to use API key. After that, define date, self request, and we want to return all the user for permission. Also adding permission plus authentication plus security authentication. Then query equal to, here pasting my query, just copy the query, copy it, paste it here. Paste it. So just format it also. Just format this query. So here this way. So this delete it, paste it. After that, here remove this. We're gonna pass this value. So that adding as a placeholder. After that, permissions equal to execute query, and passing the query and passing the uh, user ID. So here I'm going to take as a key for the user ID, pass it here. Let's import this also. After that, return this data. So return render response permission, user permission, save it. Let's register in our URL.py. So here, copy this same URL, user permission, user permission, user permission. Save it. Let's copy this URL, and check it. To this page, paste it, and checking the user permission for ID 4. Using the method create. And we simply more I think user permission. Okay, it should be path/user permission. Now I can get all the permission data for the log user. Right now I don't have any permission for anyone. That's why I'm getting 0. Here changes to as a is permission. Now save it. Click on send. This permission 0 is showing for all. Here if you see, I'm getting all the modules as a standalone. But instead of that, I want to do what? I will return the parent module. Then inside that, I will return the child module. I want to return the data in that format. So for that, just come to VS Code. And here what I can do, permission list, make it object, then for permission, input permissions, for permission in permissions, here if permission, then parent ID, then permission children, add an empty list, then permission list dot permission module ID and permission. After that, for permissions again, if it is not a none, then permission list parent ID children dot append permission. So first I get a object with permissions list. Then here in the object, I'm just pushing my all the items. After that, what I can do, permission list equal to permission list dot values. Let's run this permission list here. Saved it back to Postman. Click on send, and you can see I'm getting my parent module, and inside that I'm getting child module. That is fine. Also, if I don't run this condition, let me show what happened. If I don't run this line, it will return me as an object with ID. Then inside the parent object and the child object, that will return this as an object data. I don't want to return this data. That's why I just need to values. Click on send again, and it's fine. After that, it is working fine. Next, let's check to the save method. So go to VS Code, and in the post method, Let's do it. Define post, then request tk, and here data equal to request for data for item in data. If item id not equal to none, then in that case permission equal to user permission dot object dot get by id permission dot is permission item is permission plus permission user permission, then module id. Let's check module id. Do one more thing, change to user permission view, otherwise it will get conflict with our model. Perfect. User permissions imported. If I check here, it will be module. It will be module item module id, then user id tk is permission, that is fine. After that you can set the permission. After that we need to run the project for child condition also. So for child in item children, if child id not equal to none, then fetch the id, change the permission. If it is none, then we can get a new permission with module id, user id, and permission. Then save this data, return the response. The response permission updated. Now save it. One more thing. If children in item, then this condition will run. Now save it. Back to Postman. Let's try to exactly work on this thing. It is working or not. So for admin user, it will bypass. But let's try to use for the other things. So what I can do, come to login, in which supercoders. And it after that, let's try to hit this get category list API. Hit it, and you can see I'm getting the permission denied error. But if I check in my database, I can have the URL API but categories. Okay, so it is exist, but if I delete this, it will show module font. Right now it is exist, that's why it is showing our return font. So what I can do here, do one more thing. I'm gonna assign the permission to my user, which is ID is for supercoders. So in this git API, let's copy it and do it up post API, and I'm gonna assign permission for this categories, which is for permission of this managed category. So I'm assigning the managed category permission to my user supercoders. So what I can do in the data or in the list, will to pass the data is permission, which is permission 1, then have to pass module ID, which is 43. After that, okay, that's done. Now try to send, and let's check. Okay, we need to add this also in our permission. So just copy it back to Chrome and add it directly here. Permission. And let's make it as a script, I think, for now. Now let's check. So this slash and here changes its star because the star will get dynamic value. Click on send. Let's cut. Click on send. And I don't have permission. Let's do one more thing. First, we need to log in as the admin. Okay, did not exist. Let's add also one more URL slash API slash auth slash login. To send again. It's fine. After that, if I try to send this API, it's showing error on number 104. Let me check. 104. If ID in item. Now save it back to Postman. Click on send. Okay. Here we need a module. Module equal to modules. Okay, let's import it. Also add it logic here. I can't assign directly. That's why I need to fetch a module and send the module here. Now save it. Click on send again. And you can see permission updated. After that, if I try to log in with superportals, click on send. And if I try to access this get category list API, I'm going to access it. If I come to Chrome, come to permission, you can see I have a permission for access. If I change it to 0, and try to send, I can't access this. That's working fine. So in that way, we can integrate a permission level in the backend side. After that, we need to integrate all this thing on the front end side also. After that, one more thing. Right now, if I check the get menus API, so let's add the get menus API in our database. Modi URLs. Also add a URL slash API slash get menus. Add it and also save this API. This for assigning the permission. Save as user permission. and permission to user. To save this, get permission by user ID. Now all things perfect. After that, if I come to get menus with my, let's close all the other tabs, close all the tabs. If I come to the get menus API, this one, if I try to hit it, I can get all the modules. But I want to access, I want to get the only those, but I want to get only those modules which is I have permission. So for that, what I can do, I'm going to do something this in my code. So what I can do, I'm going to return the get menus only those menus which I have permission. So let's do this thing. And also in the last one for the user permissions, just copy it. Here the manage categories comes under the parent 44. So I need to assign the parent permission 44 also. Now after that, let's work with get means. So come to VS Code and in the sidebar controller, here in the get menus, what I can do, I'm gonna fetch all the module ID which I have permission. So permission module ID is equal to empty, and here if request dot super admin or request dot main user ID equal to current user ID means I'm top level user or super admin, return all modules for super admin and top domain level user. Else here what I can do, permission module ID equal to modules permissions dot text. Let's import it. Filter is permission to value list module ID flat true, and here effective dot filter ID in permission list ID. Then we need to do with child modules. It is admin or super admin. Return all the things. Else menu fields. Filter ID in permission list ID. Now save it back to Postman. Click on send. Review. Okay. Okay. Here we need to add one more thing. Authentication classes, permission classes. Save it. Click on send. And here we go. I have only running the category. So super coders users only have assigned for category promotion. That's why I'm getting only category menu. And if I try to log in with admin, on some, and if I try to access with admin, I can get all the modules. That is fine. After that, here I'm going to do one more thing. Here, do one more thing. Clean menus dot and ID 0 module name manage module was menu tool electric 2 client ID and display order URL slash manage slash module URLs module URLs and adding if request permission is super admin, then in that case this will return. Save it, stand it again. If I check, you can see manage module URLs. So this URL will only trigger on the front end if I am an admin user. It will not return to other users. Right now, admin is a super admin. That's why it is returning this module URLs. So manage the module URLs. Now after that, let's do everything on the front end side. Now after that, let's work on the front end. So closing all the backend file, close it in the front end, then src. In the app.js file, I'm going to create a new URL. So manage module URLs. Let's create a component, manage module URLs. Copy it, come to pages, create a folder, module, create a new file, module URLs.js, creating a component, const module URL, port, default module URLs. Let's import this also here. Manage module URLs, save it, and here I'm going to return a box, then adding a breadcrumb and typography, variant body to home, then manage module URLs, and also importing the navigate, most navigate, use navigate, on click, navigate plus on click, where manage plus module URLs. Now save it. Let's create a grid, then also importing other things like host, error, loading, then call API, use API. getting the states most module was set module was most URL list set URL list most module list set module list most fetch module URLs use effect fetch module URLs. After that, let response all API URL let's take the URL for the get module URL plus module URLs. Console.log response. Now save it and let's check it's working or not. So back to Chrome, back to project. And here also I'm not getting get menus. So let's pass our token in get menus. So in the sidebar, in the Redux, wizard, sidebar data. In this method, we need to pass our headers, authorization, bearer, local storage, get token. Save it, refresh page, and I can get the sidebar. And you can see also I'm getting manage module URLs. If I click on it, it's showing some error in the line number. Check console where it is showing error. 47 number line here showing error. So here it's showing error. Add a customer. Save it. Now it's showing error on the line number 186. Do one thing in the backend side code, what's invented? Use services, controllers, sidebar controller. They want sub menus. So here sub menus return a blank. Save it. Now let's check this time. But I token setting. I try to use module world and it is working fine to that, but it is not getting active. Let me check. So here if you see this line, it's making active if I get the matching. But suppose that I don't have any item, then what I can do? They need to make this directly active. If I can what do I um, item sub menu links it equal to 0. This will trigger. Save it. Save it. I click on manage module. It's working fine. So there is small issue which I fixed it. The issue is just like we didn't make it active for the menus. We don't have any child item. Now let's work on this manage module. So for that, come to VS Code again. And here load this file. Load this one also. In the manage module, I'm gonna fetch modules. Check it, calling or not. Check it. Press this. Move this debugger. Check network tab. I can see the modules URL API is getting hit. Let's add slash. Save it. I didn't get anything. Okay, I'm passing double slash. That's why it is not giving anything. Remove it. This page. Modules. I can get the data. Modules, rituals, and modules. So what I can do? Just set in this state module list response to data dot modules, then set URL list. So URL list will be module URLs. URLs. The URL list, set it. Then we have set module URLs. This will be our module URLs. Copy it, set it, save it. Now we need to render all the modules URLs here. So for that, grid container spacing 2 in top 2. Then gonna render my items. So module URLs dot map here react dot fragment close react fragment react dot fragment here rendering my item. So grid item 12 access 12 and here instead of box remove that. I'm going to have text field label URL value, module URL dot Let me check URL. Copy the same thing again, paste it, make it 6, make it 6, make it 6, make it 6. Here we will use the autocomplete for listing all the URLs or modules. So here is copy this previous code component, step select component, copy this thing, copy this, paste it, move this thing in this function to module list, and here module underscore name for label, then module list dot find option dot id, check module id equal to here module URL dot, check this one module. If this match with module, will show it, this show it null. Get value remove for now. Select module and remove this thing. Complete. Now save it back to Chrome, and you can see I'm getting all my modules URLs with URL and select module. Also here one more thing, so module, and here I can show a skip logic. So copy this thing. If ID 0, show it back to Chrome. This page, you can see it's showing skip permission if there is nothing, no module ID. And other than it's showing managed category, skip permission, auth permission, login, all the things are perfect. After that, let's add a button, add modules or add routes, add URLs. So here, after this loop, container spacing to margin top. They're getting two buttons. Item, it says 12, value 6. Button, add more. Again, contain start icon, add, just copy this thing, add full width, save URLs. Save it back to Chrome. Save URLs. Save it. Now on add more, I'm gonna add more URLs. So add more, one click, save URLs. Let's create this two method. Post, add more. So copy these all the items and create a new URL with module ID 0. Post, save URLs. Sol.log modules URL. After that, I'm gonna change this value. I'm gonna set it. So set change module new value.id, then passing the index over here. Most change module, all the modules were fetch it, then module index dot module id, set module URLs, save it. After that, this page and let's check. Add more, add more. One to console, save URLs, and get all the modules with URLs. Right now, two value which I had with 0 is fine. And if I check with 8 menus, it is showing other skip. If I select other, save URLs, everything is fine with module ID 1. Get source order. That is working fine. After that, here we need to paste our text, but we are getting the values in our LOV type. So we need to show auto suggestion here, and we can make it edit also. Right now, if you see this drop down, we can't pass any custom value. We need to use only that value which is exist. Change here, pass it like this. So after that, that is having it's fine. Skip permission. Now after that, we need to add a value here. So for that, what I can do to VS Code, and here same way, copy this thing. Instead of text field, show this autocomplete. But here we autocomplete, we have feature for editing the value. So what I can do? So here, change this to project URLs, and here we don't need this option level. But URL list, then default value, I can say remove that and you can pass a value here, which is module URL dot URL, and on change, you can say on change URL new value. Enter URL, and also we need to make it like we can change any value to make it you can use free solo. So in that way, you can edit this value also. There is no dependency on only on LOP. You can change the value directly also. Most change the value. Now save it and let's check back to Chrome. Guys, okay, there is one thing. Remove this, save it. Now let's check here. I can see the value also here, and we can change it also here. It is working fine. But here, if you see, if I use minus sales order, heading 3, if I move the cursor, it's gone. But if you see this free solo, you can change this value and add our own value also. So it will work with autocomplete, with customization and changing our value. Now after that, let's check it's working or not. So first refresh the page and also we need to call the API and also we need to change the URL first. So let's module URLs equal to module URL, copy it, then index.url, change the URL and save it. New module URLs. After that, we need to save it. So let response module URLs post directly pass as a array. We are taking as a array. Console.log response. And after that, can show a post message, post success, data message. Then fetch the page again. So fetch module URL again. Save it. Refresh page and try it again. This time I'm gonna add it and select this admin autocomplete. Make it skip. Save URLs. And you can see it's updated and we can see this data by face page. Again, I can see the autocomplete. If I click on add more and assign this like a let's suppose that I'm gonna add for my dynamic form. Let's see dynamic form is where is there is a dynamic form. So let's change this to I'm gonna change it to warehouse. You can use for create warehouse. Create warehouse. I think I create warehouse. I didn't add. Okay, add warehouse. Okay. Add more slash API slash get form. Then this time warehouse with star. So edit warehouse. Same way, adding more slash API slash get form. And here this time change category add again slash API slash form get for category star should be like this way and slash and add it category edit. Let me check other dynamic URL slash API slash get form. Check the dynamic form again. What are the dynamic forms you are using? Helper, your product, so slash product Here is product, add product, add more, start slash, edit, product, add more. This time I'm using for Regex self floor. The Regex self floor don't have the modules, but I will create that later. Users, users, create users, then add more, star, users, edit users. Now save yours. It's updated. If I check, it's updated. Okay. I think we need to add one more thing here. Here on the on change, also add on input change. And here again on change word, new value. Save it. And that is one word. So earlier we changing only drop down, but actually changing the text field. That is not going to trigger. Let me check this time it is working or not. Warehouse, viewers, and you can see it is working fine this time. Go edit, make it a star, or make it for category. Product, product, dot star, user, and here also user, star. Save it, access page, and you can see this time it is working fine. All the URLs get updated. So the thing is like our input is not capturing on changing. Now we can create a list of URLs with each modules assigned with the URLs. That is fine. Now after that it's working fine. Let's do other things also. So we need to assign permission to user. So for that, come to our users, manage users, and let's work on this assigning permission to users. So if I click on this permission icon, I can assign permission to user. So for that, come to VS Code and getting a new component. Click on users, getting a new permission. Manage user permission.js. After that, const manage user permission. Export default manage user permission. Taking the ID as input. After that, return grid. Well, let's add first box or just do one thing. Come to your manage warehouse, product, manage customs. Here, I think I have my, yes, let's copy these things. Paste it. then importing box, so that here user permission, so that remove this button, or instead of that add a close button. You can use save button, save. Box. Let's go this box first. Box. And after that, code typography, code button, and we have save. After that, save permission, call it, create a method, post, save permission, console lib, save permission. After that, let's get a, I think, user permission, save permission. Also, adding some more thing in box, and also adding a one more input. So form control label into the switch label, allow all, import the switch, putting a state, const, allow all, set allow all, import use state, then changing allow all, and here set allow all, not allow all. After that, let's save this page and render it in our manage user page. So come to manage user. So come to manage user, and here what I can do, I'm going to create one more dialog. Let's copy it, paste it, open permission, set open permission, create, set open permission, remove all this thing, dialog content, remove it, manage user permission, ID, repeat user, open permission, user ID. Just copy it, scroll up, and getting a state, const, then permission, const, let's open, and here on clicking the user permission button, here set permission true, and also set open permission user ID, forums.go.id. That's it. Save it back to Chrome, refresh page, and if I click on user, I can see the user permission. Also seeing the toggle button. Now we need to fetch all the permission and render it in our UI. So here, most permissions, set permissions, set permissions, effect page permissions, most page permission, yes, and here I'm gonna fetching the permission. So also import most error loading and all API use API import use API let response equal to await all API and URL to call user. Let me check it permission by user ID or user permission. So earth user permission dollar ID and slash. And after that console.log response I need to set the permission. So if I click on send and get data, so here set permission response dot data. Enter this permission in our UI. So what I can do, permission box permission ID, permission status, and the permission status is like is permission this thing in permission dot all pass index. This the module name. Just copy it and here most information permissions index is permission and save it. Back to Chrome. I click on it. It is showing a little bit ugly. Let's correct it. So instead of that, I'm gonna show in a grid. What I can do, grid container passing to grid and here item access 12 lg 12. Save it. And so this grid goes here. Save it. Now I can see everything clearly. Divider. And also here, instead of showing like this way, let's change it. We are showing a switch and showing a typography with variant 41 module underscore name, and here also display flex justify content space between. Save it. Now it is looking much better. Purchase order, sales order. F6 MD2. Now you can see this is currently showing the parent permissions and also adding again React dot fragment read item access well divider. Save it. Now I can get the divider also. Let's enter our child permission. So inside that we need to enter our child permission. So again permissions dot, let's take the API children permission dot children dot map same code, just copy it. So that here child module name child dot is permission in permission child. Let's move this now. Save it. Let's check. And here we can see for parent and child permission. Also, let's add some heading color different so we can see more better vision. Here, what I can do in this grid, parent grid, assets, background. Let's use theme. So font theme equal to use theme. Use theme. Use theme. Use in the material. After that, ground theme dot palette dot background dot paper. Save it. Now you can see the background for the themes and also changing the background for our children item. Default. Save it. Now it's done. I can see the proper permission for each item, parent and their child. After that, if I change, let me check. It's working. But here I'm going to do some logic. If I allow the parent permission, I can allow to all the child. And if I can allow child only one item, it will allow the parent. So that will to implement that logic. So let's do it. Back to VS Code. And also we need to implement a toggle permission all this feature. On clicking this feature, allow all permission. So for that, what I can do, back to VS Code. But this code, toggle all permission. Const toggle all permission. And here, what I can do, temp dot map permission allow to not allow all and not allow all, set permission, set allow all. So here I will first fetch all the permission, then running the loop for all the items and checking the toggle permission. If toggle permission is allowed, make it not allowed. If it is not allowed, make it allowed for the parent and the for child items. Now save it. Back to Chrome. Yes, page. Click on user. Click on allow. And you can see it is allowed to all. It is again. If disable for all. Even if I check it right now, let's check feature for child is not implemented. So let's implement it also. But our toggle all is working fine right now. Now back to VS Code. And after that, what I can do, I'm going to change value parent. So if I want to change the parent permission, I can do what? Temp built-in map, and there is permission equal to is permission. And that is perfect. Now save it. Back to Chrome. This page. Check it again. Click on permission. If I click on parent, it is out to child. By clicking again, you can see it's working fine. If I change the parent permission, it is changing the child also. Here I use the index concept, but we can want to use module ID. We can use that concept also. But for for this index. Now after that, let's do with child. So let's see what it is repeating. First fetching all the permission, then finding the parent index via child index. I think instead of that using concept, let's use the module ID concept here. In the child, passing parent ID, child ID, then value. So that here in our code, on change, pass the value child dot. Let's see what is the value I'm receiving. Child dot parent ID and child dot module ID. Then is permission. Child dot is permission. After that, what I can do in this concept, first getting a temp value. So let temp equal to dot permissions. After that, let so that temp user temp dot for each permission, I'm checking it for each permission. Then if permission dot module underscore ID equal to parent ID, then in that case I'm just running the loop again. Permission.children.for each child child.module id equal to child id. Then change this permission value. If value equal to 0, make it 1, else make it 0. Also, here after all this if condition, all this child condition, permission dot is permission equal to permission dot children dot children dot sum submodule submodule dot is permission equal to 1 and in that case return 1 else return 0. So suppose that if there is any children which have permission, so I'm just making the parent permission also allow. After that, set permission tab. Back to Chrome, refresh page, define permission. If I click on it, you can see it toggle to the parent also. If I click on it, if I disable, uncheck all. If I click again, you can see the parent also get enabled. Click again, parent get enabled. Click again, click again, click again. Here, if I check, it is okay. I think there is project 401. 421. Then make it 0 plus 1. Here also I check 1 to 1 plus change to 0. It is 1 change to 0. Okay, here it is here following the parent logic. So we don't need this one. Save it. This page. Confirmation. Click on it. Fine. I click on it. It's fine. If I click on it, disable any permission, and you can see it's fine. If I click on this one, and last one, and you can see it's fine right now. So there is one boolean issue which is fixed now. For that, we need to save this permission. So let's do it. So inspect, console, network tab. Let's save this permission. So for save permission, all the API again. Let's see. Let response to await call API. Earth user permission ID post and pass the permission only as an array. So that console.log response, and after that post success permission updated. Then again fetching the data. So get fetch permission, save it. After that, let's check it. After that, let's check it. It's working or not. So click on network tab, allow all permission, click on save. It's getting some error. Payload module ID where it is giving error. e-commerce view user controller 115. Back to VS Code. User controller. The controller is here. Line number 115. Okay, here is the issue. We need to check ID. Same thing earlier we do in the parent, but don't do in children. If ID in child and ID not equal to null. ID not equal to null. Save it and let's check. Here's the page. Again, user permission. Allow all. Save it. It's get updated, but not for the child. I think you can see it's getting updated all the parent permission, but not for the child. Okay, we go inside the save. Look, it is going outside the for loop. That's why it is causing issue. Now save it. I think data is getting saved. You can see the 49 rows, and each one has here a. The issue is here. I am saving the module IT from the parent, not from the child. That's why it is causing issue. Change it to child. Is the issue. She's fixed now. That's why we are getting the 12 ID 13 ID. Now listen. Empty the table and check it again. I come here. Allow all. Save it. And this time it is working fine. I can see all the permission has been allowed. I again click on it. I can see all the permission has been allowed. Click on it. Allow this permission also. Save. Now let's check it's working perfectly or not. So do what? I'm just using my other super quarters user. Let's open a new tab. A new window. Localhost 3000. Here I already logged in with my super quarters user. Right now I can't see sidebar items because I don't have any permission assigned. So what I can do, I can assign some permissions to my super quarters. Like I can assign permission of the products and also assign the permission for warehouse and category. So save it. Refresh page. I can see the 3 sidebar items. So in that way, you can assign the permission and you can see these sidebar items here. I can get only those access. I can get only those access which I assign. But here I want to show one more thing. If I come to my page application and log out, try to log out manually right now. And do what? Try to sign in with super coders. Super coders. Sign in. And you can see after login, I'm not able to see my sidebar. So we need to fetch the sidebar again once we try to do login to our application again. So for that, I'm going to create a reducer. So just come to my code and getting a new reducer. Login is logged in. Reducer.js. Let's get our reducer. So here, first, const is logged in. Is logged in reducer. And here, equal to create slice. Let's import this create slice. So import create slice from Redux toolkit, and here name is data. Initial state is logged in false. Status status idle error null. After that, let's get our user. So user user login and logged out. Instead, logged in, log out. User, then log out and login. Everything has been done. I create a simple user with login state false, login state true on login, and log out false. So after that, export it, export login, log out, then export default logged in user. Save it, register in the store is logged in reducer, logged in reducer. Logged in reducer, logged in reducer, logged in reducer. To terminal. Don't know why it is showing error, but there is no error. File name is correct. After that, do what? You need to do trigger the login. So in the auth page, here after login, you need to trigger the login event. So here, dispatch, use dispatch. Dispatch. We need to dispatch a login event. So after login, dispatch login. Import the login. Login. Same way here in this sign up also dispatch the login. That's it after or before the navigate. After that, in the our application app.js file, in this file name, I don't know why it is showing some error. Fixed. So after that, we need to check our app.js file whether these changes on our routing user. So for that, what I can do, const is logged in equal to use selector state is logged in user. So use effect these changes on use logged in. Again, dispatch fetch sidebar. Save it. Back to Chrome. And here, refresh page. It's working fine, but let's try to log out and log in again. Log out and try to log in again. Super folders. Sign in. It is showing some error. Login is not a function. So let's check what is this here. Sidebar this look. Let's come to sidebar. Users. Okay, here is this one. It should be users, not user. Here the issue. And also the export is fine. Here it should be user. Save it. Back to Chrome. And again. Regex and tab. Clear it. Refresh page. If I try to sign again, super coders. Sign in. Okay, there is some issue. Let me check. I check here. Reducer. And here I check. Okay, I think there is some issue. It is showing login function. Here reducer is reducers. Save it. Back to Chrome. Now click command to application tab. Clear data. Refresh page. Try to sign in with super portals. Sign in. And it's working fine. I can get the sidebar menu also. So that's the reason for implementing the login user to fetch the sidebar data again. And I can fetch the data also. It's working fine. After that, if I try to access manage users, let's see what happens. I'm getting error, but it is not showing any error. First error, it is showing module not exist. So let's show this message to user. So what I can do in the try to access it here. So here is getting inside this way. So error dot response dot data dot message. So we need to show message. If error dot response dot data dot message. Then in that way, show this message. Now you can see showing the message module not exist. That is fine. And also even I can try to give this permission like add this first. So add it here /users /API. That is exist, but user list API /get API user list not user list. Manage user access. Save URLs. Now this page, I am getting permission denied error. So the message is getting changed. I don't have access for this module, but if I try to access this page, I can get the permission denied error. Even if I click on add user, I can say, let me see, module not exist. So let's module not exist. It's showing. If I check users, it is showing module not exist. Okay, it should be users. It should be users. Save it. If I refresh page again, I am getting permission denied error. That is working fine. So the module which I don't have access and I am trying to access that modules, I am getting this error. Now let me go through each step one by one. So basically I have all the URLs saved in my database with their permissions modules. Like I have URLs which is assigned to each modules, and each module has their permission for user which we save in our database. So we can just hitting the API, we gonna just check whether the URL has a permission to access that user or not. If user has a permission, they can access it. If they don't have permission, they can return out. They will get a permission denied error. And also here, if you see, if you get anytime module not found error, you can just come here in this page and add your URLs, just like I add user list. Same way there, all the URLs you can see here, you can add it here and assign to the modules which is gonna link it. And after that, when try to user access that URL, it will give a permission error, or also if their permission in the module not exist, you can assign the modules. Now after that, here one more thing we need to implement, which we're going to do in a future tutorial. So basically what I can do, like if I come to warehouse, manage warehouse, and I don't have permission for add warehouse or manage warehouse, this will go for the manage warehouse permission. So I don't have the manage warehouse permission, but I have the permission for add warehouse. But if I try to access manage warehouse, I'm getting module not exist. So I need to add this also here. Warehouse, manage warehouse. Save URLs. After that, if I access page, I can get all the warehouses. It's fine. And if I don't have add warehouse permission, we need to remove this button on these pages. So we're gonna do all these things on the future tutorials. But right now I'm getting all those things. So I hope you like the video. Thanks for watching. Please like our video and please subscribe our channel. And if you have any question, please do comment.